Hey y'all, it's Amber
and Clara.
Welcome to Knead for Reality, where the mixers are loud, the takes are hotter than the oven, and the drama never disappoints.
Grab a glass of wine, coffee, or whatever is around you, preheat to 350, and let's get into it.
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Buenos dias, buddy. Buenos noches, buddy.
Buenos noches. Guten Abend, Freundin. And what's up, weekend friends?
How do you say weekend friends in Espanol? That's what I want to know.
Amigos de fines de semana.
That was so fast.
That was really fast.
Spanish for so many years, you guys.
Oh, that would make so much sense then. I guess weekend friends in German would be Wochenende Freundin.
And hello, weekend friends. What's up? How's it going?
It's going. You know, this week was a week, and it was kind of poopy this weekend.
Honestly, I think I needed it. Like, I needed a reason to take a 2-hour nap on, what day was that? Saturday. I needed a reason to sleep until like 8:30 this morning. Like, I think I desperately needed to be indoors and to be reined in.
Hey, fair enough. I feel the same way because when it's nice outside, I feel like I need to be outside.
100%.
I'm up. So I took a nice nap yesterday, actually, as well, during lunch or after lunch. Me and Stella just knocked
out. No, yeah. I feel that. Arlo has taken to like sleeping on the top of the couch, so he like looks like a cat whenever he sleeps. Aww. And he just really loves that spot. And so the other day I came home from the dog park with him. Yeah. We just both collapsed on the couch. His head was bumping my head, and we just like took a nice little nap.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. What did you do this week that was so exhausting?
Dude, it's just work. And I mean, I'm like in full send pageant polish mode right now. So if I'm not thinking about work, I'm thinking about pageant. I'm thinking about walking the dog. And life is just busy at the moment. So that's just got me all frazzled. Well, not frazzled. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but it's just a lot. So I will be excited when I can have that little break after pageant. Before, hopefully, fingers crossed, prepping for Miss USA. We shall see.
There we go. How many weeks are we out?
3.
Ooh.
I know. I feel like I've been training for this for so long that I can't believe it's almost here.
Oh my God, I can't believe that.
Yeah. How about you? What did you do this week?
This week, I had a lot of work stuff. My board of directors was in town, and because of that, we had an event almost every single night until about 10 or 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And so I got to do some really cool shit. I got to do a tour of the U.S. Capitol at night, which is something that you can only do with a member of Congress, like escorting you. I got to go to the House floor, which is really cool, and like not many people get to do that. And so it's one of those experiences where you kind of go in and you're like, wow, this is like a lot smaller than you would think on TV. So like where the State of the Union happens, that's where it took place. And it's just so historical. You know, our nation's capital has so much history. Like I learned like at the top of the Capitol, there's a beautiful mural, and the guy that painted it had to lay on scaffolding and like actually like paint it in like by hand. Yeah, dude. It's pretty intense. And then around the Capitol Dome, there's like pieces of history. And then there was like a copy of like the Declaration of Independence. And I asked one of my vice presidents, who's like a very older gentleman, he has to be like 60 or above. I looked at him and I said, Mark, should we steal the Declaration of Independence? And he just looked at me. He was like, you might get away with it, but I don't think I can run fast enough. So we were just like kind of fucking around with that. We also got to go to the speaker's balcony, which is something that not many people also get to do. And that overlooks the whole entire mall. So when you are looking at the Capitol from the mall, you see the speaker's balcony.
Okay.
And that goes so far out. Like I could see Roslyn. Like I could basically see my house.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
It was so sick. And it was just one of those moments where I was like, I am so blessed to get to do what I get to do.
Mhm.
And then also we got to go to the Library of Congress and we got to have dinner there, which was really sick. So I had a good time.
The Library of Congress actually has a whole bunch of really cool events. So, like, every year they do the National Book Festival. But last year, a friend of mine at work got tickets to their, like, ball in the fall, and they're themed. So last year was, like, favorite, like, classic movie or TV star. So, like, I dressed up as Dorothy, and my friend dressed up as Audrey Hepburn in Breakfast at Tiffany's, and my other friend, Nora, who dressed up as Lucille Ball. So, like, the Library of Congress is pretty cool, and you go in and same kind of idea as the Capitol. There's so much history in there.
Mm-hmm.
And we were in there dancing and partying and having a great time. Like, there are definitely things in DC that I feel like you have to take advantage of while you're here that you just can't do anywhere else.
Corbin, they have singles nights there. They have single happy hour mixers.
Okay, so that's our next one, right?
I wonder if that's where we should go next.
I think that's where you should go
fun.
next.
I think there's a few we should try next.
I think we're done with the one that we.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was so great. Everything was amazing.
Why don't you tell the listeners what you did on Friday?
I don't want to.
Corbin and I ran it back and went speed dating again, and
It was so much worse.
It was so much worse. But also, like, if you didn't, maybe we should make that a highlight on our Instagram, Amber, of all the stories that you did, which was recapping our dates on Friday. So for those of you who tuned into our Instagram stories, which a lot of people actually did.
My sister commented.
I was told that we actually have to do these every single time that we go speed dating, is that Amber has to give the commentary.
I love that.
I have to be honest, the commentary was my favorite part of the night, and I think that should just really reveal how the night went.
Well, the commentary, and then also, like, no shade to the place that we went to afterwards. That Mexican restaurant sucked. Like,
it was not as good as the place we went the first time, that's for sure. And also, I couldn't hear anything.
Why?
I know, we were
loud?
screaming at each other.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I hate those types of places. Just trying to have a normal conversation.
It was fine. I mean, like, it
got the job done.
I was upset about it, but it's fine. Yeah, we went. Corbin and I went speed dating, and there was about 8 different men. No, 7 different men. I think this time
7.
And
there were 7 men and 8 women.
Okay, and it was a very interesting mix of people. I will say there was like one cute guy. Didn't seem to want to match with anyone, so that's fine. I got called crunchy, which I'm like kind of offended by. Like, I don't know why. I told someone what my job was, and they were like, "You seem a little too crunchy for that," which, like, I guess means that I'm more like hippy dippy. And when I told my mom was like, "Were you wearing a bandana?" And I said, "Yeah, it was." She said, "That's why." I was like, "Christine, you know me." What do you think, Corbin?
I think my highlight was our friend who spent 5 of our 6 minutes telling me how psychedelics are the future of mental health care. And this man did not let me get a word in edgewise. He told me all about his trip to Peru with the shaman and the drugs that his whole family did together. And just like kept on going. And as the timer rings, he goes, "Oh, guess, time goes by fast when you're having fun." And I was like,
yeah, which one of us is having fun?
Right. But I did find it very funny because my friend Nora came as well, and she sat there with Amber. If you watch the Instagram stories, you know. When I was watching the videos that you sent us, Amber, like the saved videos, I think at one point Nora goes, "You can tell that Corbin is not into it because she looks like she's being polite." She was like, Your face, because then we talked about it after. She goes, your face doesn't give you away, but if somebody knows you, you get very still and very polite.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're actually interested, you're very animated. And I was like, I've never been called out so hard in my entire life.
Well, it was also so funny because you could tell which conversations specifically you weren't into, because you kind of would look at me and Nora because we couldn't see Clara's face. She had her back to us. But we were like, oh my God, Corbyn is not into it.
Can you tell by my body language, which also, like, I need to sit up more. I noticed, like, how, like, I, like, definitely was, like, hunched over, but also, like...
But at least you were better than that one guy who was just, like, wide open, like, half on the chair, and was like, yeah, I'm cool. I'm too cool to be here.
One of them came drunk to Corbyn.
By the time he got to me, bro was
I'm not talking about that guy.
No, but I was laughing
about the Deloitte guy. Well,
oh my God.
Guy. He was the one who was like very like, I'm too cool for this.
He told really me that he lives like down the street from his parents and only sees them twice a month.
What?
I was a wee bit confused.
I did take notes as I was watching the videos on my favorite little snips. A big fan of the line that I think it was Amber said after my second speed date, quote, "It can only go up for Corbyn from here." It did not.
Reader, it did not.
I also very much enjoyed I think it was the guy that had probably the best vibe there. And Nora goes, I hope he likes books. That one got me. I enjoyed I don't know if Corbyn's dad would appreciate that when the old guy was there. And Nora was like, maybe Corbyn's dad would hang out with him. And Amber goes, I don't know if Corbyn's dad would appreciate that. And then obviously the Deloitte princess moment was quite entertaining.
Yo, that shit was funny.
Yeah, it was very funny. And it's sad to me that we did this whole speed dating thing and the highlight was the videos from the two people who weren't a part of it. Like,
dude, I asked a guy, I was like thinking about my opening questions and I was like, favorite Pitbull song. And he was like, I don't know any. And I was like, all right, well, this is done. We are out. One of them, I talked about the Civil War. And
that guy, it felt like I was in an interview because it was like question, answer, question, answer, question, answer, question, answer.
But I asked all the questions. Here's the thing that I think was one of the most interesting parts about this whole entire experience. I asked the majority of the questions. And I definitely had shit that was like ready. One of them, awkward silence. I was like, yeah, that's cool. And just kind of looked down and took a drink. And every time I drank something, he drank something.
Oh, God.
But I definitely, and maybe I'm the one who got him drunk since I was drinking water the whole entire time. And
he didn't realize. He was like, we're just getting drunk here tonight.
Yep, exactly. So I found that. And, like, I know that I could talk to a rock. And I think that's something I definitely learned this week also at work is, like, I have nothing in common with the majority of the CEOs that work with my association. Mm-hmm. And so I can talk about anything. I asked a few of them about Love Island, if they've ever watched Love Island. And then I was like, don't actually. It's too pure. Please don't. So I would say, Corbyn, I think we definitely like low-key want a refund because that was a waste of my motherfucking time. 2, I always dress way too cute for these things.
Me too.
We also noticed that all the girls stayed afterwards and we talked about it.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
It was very interesting, the dynamics there, especially because the psychedelic guy told me that he hated all his friends from high school and wanted to get rid of them and make new friends. That he didn't stay after to talk to any of the guys and get new friends. He just left. But it was like the women were all like, I don't know if we were commiserating. I don't know what it was. But the men, literally, as soon as they were done, were just gone. Like, they did not want to be there anymore.
I saw Deloitte guy at the 7-Eleven when I picked up a Coke Zero for the Metro.
That's so funny.
Did you tell him that you recognized him?
No, I was like...
I do think the other thing that was interesting to me was how much people in DC, or at least this group of men, do not care about the world outside of their realm.
Oh.
Like, they, in this bar, right, they have the World Cup on. I asked so many of them, have you watched any of the World Cup? So many of them were like, I didn't even know it was on. I'm like,
But I also think
but
that's the
I don't
type
watch
of
soccer,
guys they are. Like they look like geeky ass dudes. No
not all of
offense to
them.
geeks.
not all of them.
There was at least 3 where I was like, that looked like they would be watching the World Cup.
Yeah, or like it was just interesting because you'd say things like, or we'd talk about things, and I'd be like, "Oh, do you travel much, or do you want to go anywhere?" And they're like, "No, I pretty much just stay local." I'm like,
What? Really?
"What?"
Ew.
But like the world, there's so much of it. What do you mean?
What a Deloitte princess goes on cruises in the Caribbean.
He
We
did also
talked
like
about
soccer.
that.
He did also
Yeah.
like soccer.
We were talking about that. I was like, you don't strike me as a cruise type of guy.
No.
He goes, well, you don't really know me. I said, I think I know enough now.
I think I know enough. Would you guys ever go on a cruise? Have you?
No.
Oh no,
I've been on a
Corbin,
cruise.
you've been on a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Would you
I
go on
actually really
another
liked
one?
it. Oh yeah, I think though the way we did it right. So I did a ton of research to find out which cruise line to do. So we ended up going Norwegian Cruise Line, which was one of the nicer like amenities and all that stuff. And we had a balcony room.
Ooh.
And we also did a cruise where I think there were total 2 days where you're just sailing. Every other day that we were on the ship, we were getting off the ship and going to an island and doing an excursion. So I think that's kind of the way you have to do it. If you like just chilling on the boat, that's great. That's not me. I need to like be going. But I would absolutely do it again because everything is right there. It was great.
I'm thinking about doing a cruise next year. I was on a call with my like sisterhood chair for my alumni chapter, and she's a travel agent, and she really wants to do the Margaritaville one. And I was like, okay, I'll put an interest. I'd be curious for like just a long weekend. She was like, I don't want to go a week. I just want to like fly down to Florida, hop on a cruise ship for like 3 or 4 days and come back. And I was like, perfect. That's how I vacation right now anyways.
Yeah, no, I liked the cruise. I think it depends on your personality though. Like you have to be cool with being on a boat, and if you don't like boats,
I love boats.
and you don't like people who are very excited to be working on a boat, then it's not for you. Because they were very excited to be there. And
PSA.
sometimes it was like, okay, got it.
Ooh.
You are happy to be on the boat.
Thank you for the PSA.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no, speed dating. I think, Clara, we got to try another group.
Well, that just brings me to, I'm hoping love is somewhere in the air for me, because I just need to tell our listeners about fate and what fate brought to my doorstep this week.
I think you do. I think you need to tell this story.
Okay. I'm going to set the scene without me giving away what I do for my job, which I probably won't work. So I was on Capitol Hill this past week doing some meetings, and I have a crush on this guy that I only see him once a month on a fucking phone call. I've only seen him on Teams, okay? Teams and I, they know the lust I have for this man. I've only seen him in a tiny little box. I don't know how tall he is. I don't know his like figure or anything like that. And I knew that he works for the specific senator's office. And I somehow weasel my way in and say, I need to have a meeting with this person. And my boss is like, yeah, of course, this makes sense. You talk to this office a lot. You're going to ask this favor for this office. Go ahead. So I'm so excited. I'm wearing this cute ass dress. It's a little low cut for work, but don't worry, my girls are still in. But if you are looking from above, you could probably peek a little something. Okay. So walk into the office. I'm talking to my colleague. And I'm like, what are the odds that I'm going to call him Senator? He's not a senator. I was like, what are the odds that Senator is here today? I've never met him in person. I've done this job for almost 2 years now. I've never met him in person. I would like to say hi, be like, face the Zoom box or team box. And he's like, oh, like that would be cool. Like, didn't realize you never met him. 2 seconds later, he walks in. Senator man walks in, and he is 6'4". Now, y'all know that I date 6 and above because I want my children to have an opportunity to be athletes one day. If they want,
if they're short, they can be jockeys. Okay.
they can play soccer, but I
Sure.
do want them to like not get their mother's genes except for my hair and my beautiful brown eyes. But I want them to be tall. Okay. And I didn't even know what to do. And he walks over to me and he goes, Clara, so nice to meet you in person. He shakes my hand and I just felt the spark. I just feel it.
I felt the spark.
My girl down there, she did a little jump too. She was ready. And he like says hi to my colleague. He's like, what's going on and all this stuff. And he was just like, really happy to see you in person. He's blushing. I'm blushing. And like, his hair, so luscious. Anyway, so I go back, have my meeting, blah, blah, blah. And then I come back out. I don't say hi to him. I don't like do anything. My colleague pats him on the back and is like, see you later, bud. So he had to have seen me walk by. Anyway, so I'm in my taxi on the way back to the hotel to take a little siesta. And I sent him a LinkedIn request. I'm like, fuck it. Like, if I can't do anything because I'm a professional, I'm going to send him a LinkedIn request because that's what all the hoes are doing. And I look good in my LinkedIn photo. Anyway, so then I'm like, take a little nap. I wake up and I'm on Hinge. And I act I'm going through the bad ones. And then the second person that fucking pops up is Senator. And I'm like, no fucking way. It's fate. And so, we matched and now we've been talking. And I'll let you guys know when the save the dates will be going out. So
That would be so good, yeah.
Oh my God, imagine.
So cute.
What's absolutely wild about that is I have the exact opposite experience. I have to put my dating apps up on Amber's television so that we can all go through them because clearly I can't make the right decisions.
It's okay. We had Ben's input, and he's got a good judge.
Okay, good.
Ben really does. He really has a good head on his shoulders because he's gone through mine and is like, this is all pathetic.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that was the highlight of my week. If anyone was wondering.
I love it.
I do think, Clara, that we should have a mini series on our Instagram of us going and doing these various speed dating activities and Amber coming along and giving her opinions because I feel like it's very entertaining for the public.
I just feel like it's like really humbling a little bit. I mean, like I'm humbled, but like the problem is that like I know I'm hot. I just know I'm not putting myself in the situations where I'm best being approached. Like Amber, I was thinking about this on the way home.
Yeah.
When your shit is over, you're going to have to tell Ben you're spending the night at my house because we have to go out to the club and shake ass. We are the prime age to shake ass. And I don't drink. And I know that I'll have fun with you guys, like shaking ass.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I just think that in August, it's shaking ass time. I don't give a fuck. Like, I have so many clubs that I want to go to, like not even clubs, like bars that are like I want to go dance, and like you guys are the only ones that will go dancing with me. Okay,
I
great.
will absolutely dance with you. I'm gonna expose myself here. I feel like I've been exposing myself a lot these past episodes. I'm a very awkward person. I know this about myself. I accept this about myself. I need help when it comes to the flirting department. And Nora has yelled at me before because I will be on dating apps. This is a true story. And I was messaging this guy, and the sentence that I wrote down it was like, pick one of these to be a first date or whatever, right? Like that's the prompt, and he has listed 3. My response is, these are all viable options. Nora ripped the phone out of my hand and looked at me and said...
You literally said that?
I didn't send it because Nora ripped the phone out of my hand and was like, you can't send this.
These are viable options.
Look,
bro, we're not at work. Oh my God.
To be fair, I was on my lunch break at work.
D. I sit on your face. That's all you gotta say, Corbyn.
Well, that's not what I said. And Nora, she did. She ripped the phone out of my hand. She was like, you cannot send this. You can't send this. She was like, what do you think you're doing? I was like, well, it's proper grammar. And she's like, Corbyn!
No, it's proper grammar. Shout out Nora. Nora, I know you're listening. Thank you. Thank you for saving our girl Corbyn from embarrassment.
You have no idea. But to be fair though, if it's the right guy, he won't mind my awkwardness.
Notice how Amber and I are silent.
Amber was trying to be nice. I could see her processing, like, how do I say this?
How do I say that, sometimes you gotta leave the work at work and just have fun.
Como se dice? No.
No, it's fine. I've had this conversation too with Nora. I'm like, I don't put myself in the hot category, but I put myself in the cute category.
Okay.
So now I just need the awkward to like level out with the cute, because right now the awkward is way above. I need to figure this out.
Yeah.
So yes,
that's
all
bad.
that to say, let's go to the clubs, because clearly I need some help.
And I love wing woman.
Great.
Womaning.
Wing womaning.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
great.
so much fun. Oh my gosh, wait, we gotta do this because we'll sleep at Clara's. We can like get ready to get, oh my gosh, to be like we're in college again, Clara.
Should we vlog those too?
Yes.
I think we should. Dude,
should.
I don't know what it is. For the, whoever's listening, follow me on TikTok, because I've been talking a lot about dating. And for some reason, it's been picking up. And all the hoes are telling me I should go to Baltimore to go date. And I'm like, whoa, no, that's a commute. I don't commute.
That is a commitment.
What you should do is you should put your dating ass out so that it reaches Baltimore and the right guy will drive down for you.
Notice how we were silent for that one too.
Make him commute.
No, because you know what? I don't care if this gets back to him. My ex-boyfriend's dating a girl in fucking Maryland right now. I'm not doing that. He can have fucking Baltimore, okay? I get like DC.
Oh, is she in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
didn't know she was in Baltimore.
Like, if it's metro accessible, sure.
You need Annapolis.
Dude, there is a guy in Annapolis that actually follows Arlo's account that's like kind of, we've been flirting when we see each other. But like, like they think it works. So we'll see.
So maybe not Baltimore, Annapolis.
Yeah, so we can go get crabs.
Period. And get on a boat.
I love a boat.
I love a good boat.
Love a good boat. Anyway. Talk about the epitome of fucking dating in DC.
Dating in DC is like, we left speed dating and I was tired. And all I did was sit there and talk.
Yeah.
Is that
an
Lily
earthquake?
or is Rex?
It's
No,
Rex
it's Rex.
purring.
Oh my gosh.
He's right here.
Hi, Rex.
He's very loud.
Yeah, he was.
But you know what? And this is credit to us, Clara, but it's also credit to the men. We went out and we did the thing.
Yes.
Like,
we did
proud
the
of you.
thing.
And to the men too, like, no, it may not have worked with us, but we all put ourselves out there and did the thing. I will say, I have one coworker, and I know I'm not as bad as him, because I have to call him out on it, who, like, people will say things, or somebody will just walk by, and his face will just, like, contort into someone else's face. Like, his facial expressions are so obvious.
He said, nothing is getting hidden from me.
You know what? Maybe facial expressions are good, though, because he is engaged, so...
Yeah, there was no questioning from his lady.
So, Claire, maybe we need to do more facial expressions.
Listen, I can give you a whole bunch, man. I really definitely made those men feel special. And that's something that I think is great about me.
I definitely feel like I made 3 of those men feel special, because it's the 3 that liked me.
Hey, were they the same 3?
2 of them were the same. 1 of them was different. You got psychedelic guy. I got the guy who sat down and stared at me and didn't say anything for the first couple minutes.
Oh, the orange shirt guy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a hot date with a guy with a motorcycle sometime this week before I leave for Miami.
Can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think we need to pick another event that we're going to go to and decide by next week so we can tell the listeners when the next one is so they can get ready for that.
Okay. Well,
I love it.
I might need a break in July. So
August. No, I'm thinking August.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
We'll find something.
Excellent. Let's do it.
I do have a question that goes into the valley this week. So are we ready to jump into the valley?
I think we are.
I think we should, go into the valley.
Okay, great. Show of hands. Who knew what cuckolding was?
Okay,
That's what I thought.
Wait, because this is an audio podcast, Clara and I raised our hands. Amber did not.
I learned what it was on the Valley this week.
But do you know how I know what it was?
No.
Have you ever seen the movie Crazy Stupid Love?
Yes.
No.
So,
Whoa,
okay,
Amber,
it's
really?
my favorite movie. You really should watch.
Oh
You
my
would
God.
love it. It's so good.
Dude, you will crack the fuck up. That is such a good fucking movie. I know what we're doing.
Yeah, we're doing a movie night because it is literally one of the
Okay, that's what we'll do in July. Okay.
I wrote papers on this movie in college.
Okay,
I was a film student. It makes sense when you know what I was. But it's so fun. But in that movie, Steve Carell has that whole scene in the bar where he's like, I've been cuckolded. He cuckolded me. He made a cuckold out of me. And he says it the same word. Like, it was like Clara with her lovely F words. He says it like 15 times in like 3 minutes. And so that's how I knew what it was, because they use it in that movie.
I know it for other reasons, but we don't have to get into that. Anyway, this is a family podcast.
It's a family. No, it is not.
I'm sorry, Mr. Corbyn's dad. It's actually like I'm having a really hard time talking honestly and truly because I know his ears are listening.
No, he's 3 episodes behind at this point.
Yeah.
I don't mind calling you out, Corbyn's dad. So
he told
you're
me that
good.
too. I said you were in 2 of those.
I know. He hasn't even listened to him.
I know.
Does he not listen to his own?
No. And like, I know other people at work who haven't listened to a ton of them listen to those episodes because he was on them, but he hasn't.
That's so funny.
Maybe he's a little shy of hearing his own voice.
It's really jarring.
It is,
honestly.
I'm used to it at this point.
I am too, because I watched my TikToks over and over again and this.
Yeah. So.
Okay, well, thoughts on the Valley in general. I saw, okay, so I know I've said in the past that I'm sick and tired of Luke and Kristen's bullshit, but I saw a post the other day that was kind of just like, you know, Kristen's really showing us the true side of what postpartum is and like her emotions and everything like that. I do think it's hard because we've seen her on Vanderpump Rules and how she's acted then. Never forget that green dress that went so low when she was picking up her fucking mail. Like, so I have a hard time differentiating that and like figuring out like how much of it is Kristen being Kristen and Kristen like in her emotions because she's so postpartum.
Yeah.
So I feel for her. I think the whole entire. Actually, let's start with that.
Well, what's the question? Like, if it's Kristen being Kristen Doty or Kristen being postpartum?
I guess
or just like the whole.
What do you think about the whole entire Luke and Kristen storyline? What we saw this episode?
I think it was good that they talked about it, right? And that she could give her point of view. And I'm really glad that Luke stood up for himself and was like, you know, I am a good dad. Like, I don't necessarily understand what you're going through because I will never go through that. I see where you're coming from in terms of like the history that we have from Kristen Doty. But I feel like what we're all personally missing is we've never had a kid. So we are just basing it off what we saw on Vanderpump Rules and what we're seeing now. Because it does give very still past Kristen Doty just being over emotional. But again, she is also postpartum and her hormones are out of whack. And I mean, when someone's not doing something that you expect, like you're going to be irritated. And if Luke is not meeting expectations, even if he doesn't realize that he has those expectations or not, like she's going to be irritated.
I also think, to be devil's advocate here, you can't read someone's mind.
No.
You know, Luke cannot read Kristen's mind. And I feel like Kristen sometimes expects Luke to read her mind and be like, this is what I expect. Do I think I would expect my partner to come sleep in the bed with me, like, and not on the fucking couch? Absolutely. I would be livid. I don't know why. I just, even though
It's
like
just the small things. I get it. I mean, Ben and I have those moments too where it's like, I have certain expectations of him, and obviously they're in my head. But if I'm not communicating with them, they cause arguments. Or they cause like just riffs until they actually come out of my mouth. And he's like, okay, well, you have to tell me so I can do this for you.
Well, it's interesting, right? The whole like emotional Kristen Doty, right? So like, I don't have postpartum depression, obviously, but I have dealt with panic attacks and depression a lot of my life. And it's one of those things where however you react normally When you are depressed, it will be to the next level. So, like, if you are a person who, when depressed, just shuts down and isolates, it will be to the next level. Whereas if you are a person who is highly emotional and wants to hear all these things right from your partner or from whoever, you expect all these things out of people, it will be heightened, which is, I'm assuming, the same with postpartum depression. At least this is how I experience it, right? Like when I hit those depressive beats, I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to be shut up by myself. I want the world to go away and I need to deal with it. So maybe for her, it's the opposite. It's I need everybody to come and I need them to notice. And when she's feeling these depressions, it just goes to the next level.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it where her emotions were coming from, at least from like the previous episode into this episode before their conversation, is the lack of privacy at the airport for whoever was trying to take pictures of her kid. I just don't think maybe Luke realized how much it was actually impacting Kristen, because I feel like that's where a lot of her emotion was coming from. And so I feel like him not picking up on that and her not actually really expressing how much it bothered her, I think that's why there was still so much emotion about it.
I think couples therapy should be on the table, and not for like, ooh, they need to go to couples therapy, but in like a legitimate, she's struggling and needs to figure out a way to tell him, and he needs to figure out a way to hear her.
Right.
And I think that's where the, something like a couples therapy can come in, to have that third party that literally has no stake in the game. It's not like one of her friends or one of his friends. It's somebody who's totally impartial. I think that could be really, really helpful for that. I do think, though, trying to take pictures of someone's child is disgusting.
Yeah.
Leave kids out
Especially
of it.
in the bathroom.
Leave kids out of it.
The shit I would do for Mr. Corbyn's dad to analyze that specific, these like specific arguments. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really do, because I do think he would have a different opinion.
I do too.
Of like, has had a child,
The man.
is man.
Is man.
So you know what? We'll make sure that for the next episode we have some of his takes and we'll read them out.
Yeah. We'll just send him clips. Be like, hey, analyze this and send us your notes.
Dude, honestly, genius. Anyway,
I'll let him know. I'm seeing him tomorrow.
The drinking stuff. What are your
like the whole
thoughts?
Danny and Nia thing again?
Yeah.
I guess the first argument before the whole bus and the shopping incident stuff, do you feel like Nia was defending Danny in that whole drinking and I guess drinking talk with Lala and the group?
I struggle really hard with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to know that I think that Nia does her best, and we've said this before, to paint a perfect picture with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think she was defending him?
I didn't think she was.
I didn't think she was, but I also think she's sick and tired of this behavior. Do I think it's very, one of the things that I think frustrated me the most was this scene where we get Danny's confessional and we clearly see he was sneaking White Claws. And he's clearly said that I feel like I can't let loose anymore, so I have to go hide it. And it just seems to me like there is a fine line between letting loose, having a 1 or 2 drinks, with God bless if you can have 1 or 2 drinks and stop, and being how Danny gets, which is like secretly drinking a lot, taking a lot of shots. And it just feels like a behavior that is not like someone who has a positive relationship with alcohol.
I agree.
So I struggle with watching him. And I also feel like Lala comes at him so hard because she knows that difference. Mm-hmm. And because she herself is a sober person and she knows what it's like to be in those situations where you just lose your fucking shit. And I feel like Nia is getting really sick and tired of this, that she has no energy to defend him anymore. She's like, believe what you want to believe. You're all whores or something like that. Like, she just then she goes on the defensive and she attacks Janet in a really ugly way.
She really did. I was really disappointed in her.
Do you
I felt really bad for Janet this time around.
Yeah. Do you think that as we've seen more this season of Danny's drinking, that is affecting the way he interacts with Nia? Like, thinking specifically to like the she was just trying to have a sandwich, and he's like yelling at her for not taking care of the kids. Do you think that is just who he is, or do you think this is a result of the drinking?
Ooh, that's a really good question, Corbin.
I think that this topic of his drinking has to be a pain point in their marriage. And I think they're probably working through it behind the scenes, which is why Mia doesn't have energy to talk about it on camera, because it still is a problem. And as we all know, like Clara just said, they try and paint a perfect picture of their marriage, of their family, and we're seeing it. It's not. I don't even know if I answered your question.
You did not. No, my question was, do you think that his behavior and his attitude towards Nia is just who he is and it's finally coming out? Or do you think this is a result of the drinking? That he is behaving this way towards Nia because of the drinking? Or is that just who he is?
I think it's who he is.
Yeah.
I still do think he has the Napoleon kind of complex to him, where he is just kind of like a shitty person because he's making up for whatever he thinks he doesn't have. I think that the drinking exasperates it. I think that he does display like a lot of emotional abuse to his wife. And I know that like I shouldn't throw that out willy-nilly to like our like what 20 listeners, but like I definitely do think that he is emotionally abusive to her. You see her kind of break down into a shell where she says, "Okay, Daniel, like Daniel, it's time for you to go to sleep," like that type of thing. And I just think it's so ugly that he can't admit. Like he even like wrote that sad ass apology on fucking Instagram that one time. But I just find that like I am cringing myself when I watch this because I know that these are behaviors of someone who actually has a fucking problem.
But it makes me wonder how he was like when they first got married. Like before
Everyone's
the kids.
on their best behavior.
Yeah,
Everyone's a different person.
Kids, you would think that there are some signs, you know, like if he was heavily into the drinking before and that's not really who she is, you would think that she would recognize that, because the drinking could be a result of being stressed for having 4 kids and being on the show and being an actor, and he's just developed these tendencies. But I do agree with you. It's sad to see how Nia just shuts down in those moments, because I think that's just a response to what she's been dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, could it just be like, to answer your question about like, was he like this, you know, before kids or marriage or whatever? I'm looking at his IMDb right now because I'm nosy. Bro has not done really anything recently. Like, he's done some ADR and some voiceover work, but he's not
like an actor
been like an actor in a while. Like, I'm all the way back in 2022 and it's all literally just voice actors. So maybe an ADR performer. So
maybe that's why.
Right, maybe
anything big.
Right, maybe when he was busy, he was, you know, thinking he's all that, and now his ego has been smashed, and he's taking it out on his wife.
That's a good. I didn't think about
and
that.
Drinking.
It was when Lala went down to see Luke fishing, and they just so happened to be talking about Lala, Luke, and Danny. And I wrote, Lala and Clara have the same feelings about Danny, except I don't think Clara has nothing nice to say. Because at least Lala was like, he's got nice abs. I do have a compliment.
I have nothing for that man. If I saw him shirtless, I'm pretty sure I would still vomit and be like, this is disgusting. Like, I have no patience for a man who thinks he's all that in a bag of fucking chips if he's like rude to his wife. Like,
Yeah.
If you're a new listener and you want to hear Clara's full feelings on Danny Bucco, please tune into episodes 9 and 12.
And to go kind of continue off that conversation, my last question for this episode was, what were your thoughts on the Janet and Nia of it all, and whose side are you on?
Dare I say I kind of feel bad for Janet?
I felt terrible for Janet.
Yeah,
I honestly
especially
did.
because she doesn't have Jason there to like help her.
Agreed.
Well, and I felt like Nia was overcompensating after that. Danny was saying how she didn't have his back, that she overcompensated to Janet. And I could see why Nia was upset with, like, she didn't truly mean her apology or whatnot. But I just felt like Nia was going way too hard on Janet. And it just broke my heart. Like, she's already gone through enough. Like, she's already dealing with the Jason stuff and him recovering at home. I mean, she's like kind of been rebuilding all these relationships. And now she's got Nia coming at her again with the same problem that they've been going through this season and last season. I can see why she's just done and so fed up. I felt so sad for her.
Yeah, I did too. I really did. And I just feel like Nia kind of holds on to her grudge because she has nothing else to kind of hold on to right now. Her marriage doesn't seem that great. She seems overwhelmed with her children. Again, I say that not out of spite or anything like that because I don't know shit. But it just feels like this is something that she wants to die on this hill about when it's like really being blown out of proportion. I think dragging in the Britney of it all too is just really annoying too, of like making Britney choose what side she wants to be on. And it all seems like this is something that they're gonna continue fighting about when it like we don't really give a fuck. I don't give a
No,
fuck.
I'm
I
done.
really don't.
I'm really done with this whole Danny and Nia storyline. I wish it would just come to an end. That's what this, I feel like this is what this season has come to, and I'm bored. I'm bored,
I
I'm bored,
won't
I'm bored.
I want to know more about Schwartzy's new girlfriend. I want to know more
Yes.
about how Schwartzy and Lala are doing a
I
little
would
bit. Like, I feel like
love
we
to
haven't
know more
gotten
about
into
Jesse
that.
and his, what do you keep calling her? The girl from Animal Crossing. I'd love to know more about her.
What's her name? Lacey?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lacey.
Lacey.
Like
You
something
know,
else. I just feel like I think the whole postpartum with Kristen and Luke have been important. The whole Nia and Danny stuff has just eaten up too much time. I want to know more about freaking oh, why am I blanking on her name? The wedding that's going on. I want to see some
Jasmine
details. Yeah. I want to see more about Jasmine's wedding and all the stuff she's got planned for that. I want to know more about Zach's relationship with his
with
Canadian boyfriend. Like,
Benji.
there's so many other good storylines that I feel like are just waiting to happen. But for some odd reason, we're just focusing on these. And I'm done.
Yeah. Period. Period. I don't know if people can hear me clapping my two little fingers together,
Well,
but
that's
they are.
why I'm not that I'm excited, but at least we get some action next week with Zach getting hit in the head with a lamppost.
Get me to the ER stat.
ER, baby. Something different, a new problem. Thank gosh. Something to get me to watch next week's episode.
You
See,
know it's bad when we're preying on someone going to the ER.
well, I was gonna say, see, for me, I don't care about the ER right now. I care about the RI, Rhode Island, because I feel like that's still where the most drama is, and we're in the reunion.
Yeah, the men are going to be bringing it today. I just feel it in my bones.
Feel it in my bones. Well, on that, I have nothing else to say about the Valley. Do you have any more thoughts on this?
No, I think it's time for us to just hop on a plane and get over to Rhode Island for our very last episode of the season.
All right, let's see Rulala's new face again and with her husband.
Love it.
Ooh, her husband.
It's going to be good.
All right, ladies, we are back with another recap of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. We have a little bit of the reunion to catch up on, and then that's it for our first season of Real Housewives of Rhode Island. I kind of can't believe that it's come to an end so far.
I know. I'm actually really sad that it's come to an end.
Final thoughts, ladies. Starting with Amber.
I can't stand Brian. I was like, NDA, NDA, NDA. I can't talk about this, blah, blah, blah. Like, excuse me, sir. And I wasn't surprised that Kelsey's husband didn't have much to say either. Not that he was a
Boyfriend.
boring, yeah. No, they're married. Not Kelsey. I meant
Rosie.
Rosie.
Hmm.
I was like, I'm not surprised. He was an interesting character, but he wasn't a pot stirrer. So I was okay with that. I honestly wanted Rula to shut up. And I did feel bad that she was sick this season, and I was really shocked to see that the whole cast agreed with that and that it wasn't fake. To the viewer, or at least to me, the way the producers produced it, it felt like it was fake. But she just had too many opinions for not really being on the show, in my opinion. And she was coming at Joellen way too hard for hardly being on the show. I love that Joan stuck to her guns and had the proof, had the receipts. I think Rosie needs to take one out of Joellen's book that if you have receipts, you've got to bring them with you. Don't leave them in a cute little bedazzled bag in the back. You need them on stage. The Kelsey's relationship was very interesting. I guess Bill also didn't talk that much. I mean, I guess a little bit when they were talking about her ex, which he should have just stayed on the show, really. I think it would have been a cool storyline. I would have loved to see his face. I mean, everyone found out who he was anyways, so why was he kidding? um, I'm not surprised that Jerry, and I felt like Liz didn't talk much this episode. Jerry didn't. And let me think, who am I missing? Oh, Billy and Alicia. Man, I literally was cracking up. Alicia is so freaking funny. I am so sad that she is no longer going to be on our screens. I love her.
Well, she's no longer on our screens for this
Season.
The rest of this time right now. Don't go scaring people that like she's never coming back. She's coming back.
I panicked for half a second. I was like, "What do you mean?"
Like, did I miss something?
That's what I mean. Oh my gosh, she was just so funny, and just the fact that she said the only thing she regretted from the season was the scar on her face. I was like, what queen? Period. Man, I had a lot of thoughts.
You did. And also, I don't know if it was obvious from last week, but Amber may or may have not fell asleep. And she didn't watch the full reunion until later. Do you have anything from last week that you wanted to share?
Yes. And I think my biggest thing was Rula needed to shut up. I was getting really angry because Rula was going so hard at Joellen. She was just being rude. And all I could think was, girl, you literally weren't on this season. I was yelling at my TV because I was getting so frustrated with Rula. I don't know how Jens felt about that from last week, but I just felt like it was the Rula Joellen show when in reality it didn't need to be that because, again, Rula wasn't on the show. She felt like more like a guest. And the fact that she kept going hard at Joellen, I was like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
I do think that we spent so much time on Rula and Brian for people who were not on our screens that often. Again, I do feel like they are trying to cover up their imperfect marriages and the fact that like there's a lot of secrets going on there. That marriage is definitely not kosher, and I feel like there's some deep hurt in there, some deep lies, and I think that the lies go so deep that it might even be financial, which is why they don't say anything about it. So Joellen really, the problem that I have with Joellen is that she just, this is the hill she wants to die on, and it feels like a silly hill. It almost feels like we kind of spent this whole entire season like trying to figure out who this mistress was, if Rula really knew, what Rula didn't know, and like why is Rula like being so blind to it. And it kind of was like, it was interesting because yes, of course we don't know these characters, but for next season I don't want to hear about this fucking mistress ever again.
I have a feeling that it's not going away though.
No, it's not. There's no way.
Because who knows? They were filming in the summer. Actually, they're
filming right now.
Yeah, just based off the timeline from when they first started. Well,
in my mind, the affair's not over. He's absolutely still with that woman.
You think?
Yes.
I mean, according to Joellen, it does sound like it was over.
Joellen sounded like it was over, but the amount of the way this man, okay? The way that he was deflecting everything. Oh, I can't talk about that. I can't talk about that. That case was dismissed. I'm sorry. Why was the tracker still on your wife's car this long if the affair was over? Why won't you talk about why the tracker was on your wife's car? If the case was dismissed, you are legally allowed to discuss it. If it's dismissed, it's over. It's closed. It's done. You can talk about it. So, like, why wouldn't you tell us why you put the tracker on her car? Is there still a tracker on her car? I'm not convinced there's not. I feel like this man has been lying for so long and is so terrible of a... Oh, I hate this man so much. And is so terrible of a person that he doesn't know where the line is. He can sit here and proclaim whatever he wants. But the fact of the matter is, he is a dirty person, a bad person, and he's going to keep doing these things. Maybe his affair with that woman is over, but I don't believe that he is focused on Rula and Rula only. I just don't. There's no way.
At least Rula got her rhinoplasty before that potential divorce happens.
Yeah, this man is so stupid. Like, I'm convinced he lied about the divorce because Rula said 2010, but when he came out, he said 2012. And then Joellen had the court documents and it said it was finalized in 2016. So, like, there is lying. I do not believe this man at all. Honestly, like, there's no way in my mind, A, he's not still cheating, and B, that he was divorced when he says he was.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I fully agree with you on that. I think that this man is a pathological liar. I hate his face too. And something about his face just like makes me feel like he's a skis. You know what I mean? And it's like almost like a Jersey type of face.
Because I think he dyes his hair. That's all I could think of.
The Botox is really bad.
Yeah, I was like, you look kind of old, but you're trying to be fresh. It's not blending well.
Yeah. I'm sad we didn't get to hear much from the other house husbands.
But like you said, the whole Brian and Rula situation is what went on. I mean, I feel like the other house husbands didn't have that type of drama.
Yeah. There wasn't room to have that type of drama.
The only other person I'll say would have that quote unquote drama was Billy.
Mm-hmm.
With the whole pizza mama and the trust and the house and all that.
That was awkward. He got so awkward during that prenup discussion.
Mm-hmm. But then he pulls out the agreement to give her 50%, and Alicia's like, I don't know. I was like,
but Alicia, I feel like that was like something else that it was like, of course you're fucking doing this when there's cameras on you and you want to look like a better person. Same thing with the fucking proposal. It just felt so produced.
What are your thoughts, Clara? We got ours.
I am bugged by how much time we spent on that last, like, part 2 was just all Rula and Joellen. I did like Joellen's witty little comebacks of like, yeah, I'm a psychopath, or like, yeah, I'm fucking crazy. I thought that was funny. Own that shit, bitch.
Yep.
But I feel that like we could have dove a lot more on like how the husbands felt about, Alicia and Liz fighting. Did their relationship feel weird? Was there something that they felt like they crossed the line talking about? Did the other husbands think it was as sketchy about how everything was changing the subject? Like, the rest of the housewives looked very bored during this whole entire episode because all we concentrated on was Rula and fucking Joellen. There was so many more things we could have uncovered. They could have asked, like, hey, do you feel fucking weird that, like, Kelsey just dumped this guy and now she's fully in on this other guy? Like, does that make you feel uncomfortable? Or how about, like, how is your marriage surviving after one reality TV show and now you have a business together? Like, what does that look like when it came to Ashley and Jared? Like, there were so many other questions that we could have gotten into that I would have liked to know, you know?
Oh, I was just going to say, to that point, it would have been interesting to have Ashley and Jared discuss the difference between a this and a Bachelor.
100%. I was expecting Jared to say something of like, wow, I haven't been on a reunion since The Bachelor, like type of deal. Like, I wanted to know that difference coming from him because she's talked about it. She's like, I cannot believe that I am a housewife. Like, it is
Yeah.
so mind-boggling to me. So I feel like I wanted to know a lot more and I didn't get it, and now I'm like, I'm satisfied with it, but I wanted to hear the husbands talk more.
Do you think that Jared is still under some ABC contract? Because it wasn't that long ago that they were on Bachelor in Paradise.
It was like, what, 2-3 years ago? I think it was
Yeah.
3 years ago.
But it could have been a 5-year contract. I mean, they could have called them up.
Then he wouldn't have been on in Bravo. They would
If
have
they're-
cut him out.
Yeah, if he was, they have a
That's true.
non-compete clause. Probably, like, more than likely, there's a non-compete clause. Though, who knows? Because Sierra is currently on Bravo and is doing Dancing with the Stars, so there could be
Unless
something
Bravo and ABC talk to each other. But they said they could talk about certain things and other things they couldn't.
Or maybe they just, because they focus so much. Well, the other thing we don't know is they cut so much out. You know, they were filming that reunion for more than just the 2 hours that we saw.
So then why do you think, going to Clara's point, would they only highlight the Rula, Brian, Joel, and stuff? Knowing that, I mean, it was the most dramatic stuff from this season, but not really giving the rest of the viewers a different update.
I think because that was the most explosive, that's where you had the most yelling. They just assume that's where you'll get the most views. Because, like, I'm not going to lie, if I'm scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and something like that pops up, and they're just talking casually, I'm less likely to watch it. If I, like, scroll to something and somebody's, like, standing up yelling at each other, I'm like, oh, what's happening here? I'm pulling a Kelsey. That woman's face, she was in it. She was living it.
I loved the little zoom in on her face when she had like her mouth open in shock. I thought the same thing.
Or like whenever one of the women had like something like a facial expression, it was like, it was, the head tilting was very good, and the camera people knew what they were doing.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Maybe what they did is, in a lack of storyline of other people, they got airtime instead, the nonverbal airtime.
Yeah, and I think that's really important too, especially because you're filming for so long. Like, I think for Summer House, we heard they were filming for 12 hours. I imagine this one had to have been at least 8 hours. But like, what I don't find fair
It's
is
at
we
least
don't
a
get
full
to
day.
choose. Yeah, we don't get to choose what we see and what we hear, you know? And I want to know more about, like, do you feel like your marriage has changed since you started filming the show towards the end of the show? Do you feel like you're, you know, what are you prepared for next season? And I guess we won't see that. Or like, you know, would you return for next season? Like giving like little hints and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Do you think that Kelsey and Rosie are actually going to hang, or actually did hang out off camera to rebuild their friendship? Or
Absolutely
build a
fucking
friendship?
not.
There's no
You don't
way.
think so?
No. Because didn't we talk about how Ashley had said that Kelsey doesn't hang out with any of them outside of filming? So, like, if she's going to hang out with any of them, why would it be Rosie?
Yeah, but if they're really trying to build their friendship up for this season, did both of them confirm they're going to be on season 2?
I don't think anyone's confirmed it. I think we will find out soon, though.
Yeah.
Because, okay, assuming that they both confirmed, I would think that they would have at least tried to come to some sort of I can tolerate you friendship.
But
or
also,
relationship.
that might be a focus of season 2 of like, is this friendship actually going to be real or no?
Fair point.
I mean,
Excuse
to
me.
be fair, the last time they tried to meet up and be friends, we got the car honking and slam pig of it all. So
Oh, that's true.
I liked how the husbands played on the slam pig too.
I did too. That was funny. Oh, that would have been cool to get like a hot take from both husbands. Well, husband and boyfriend.
But again, I'm wondering if that's something that they had that they just didn't show.
Maybe they weren't entertaining enough.
Hey, Andy, let us know.
Yeah, seriously. Dream guest, Andy Cohen.
That would be amazing.
What's your favorite bake?
Does he go to podcasts? Will he go on a podcast?
Yeah.
All right, Andy.
We're
If you come on our
manifesting it.
podcast.
We can just
You
send
can
you a
pick
link.
bake.
You don't have to be here.
Oh my God, right? Any final takeaways from the reunion?
Not for me.
Oh, Liz and her little thing about Dino of like he got famous for all the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting
That was
because
interesting.
I wanted to hear a bit more about that, honestly,
I did too.
because he also has like all these different lines of Dino. Like I think Dino's ex-girlfriend was like the girlfriend or baby mama of Aaron Hernandez. Like there was a
Mhm.
lot of Rhode Island lore there, and I was like interested in digging into that, but now I can't because like it's done.
The other thing that was interesting was the Brian of it all in that scenario, where he actually did call or get on the phone with Liz's husband and say, yes, she's with another man, and that Rula didn't know. It's like, ma'am, you've got to know that he is lying about literally everything.
Yeah. I don't know. Sketch ball, skis ball.
I guess my final takeaway for season 1 is I'm curious to see who comes for season 2. I'm curious to see if there's a change in cast, make it smaller, if they pick someone else, or if it's the same cast and they add a few ladies. I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
I am too. I'm
And
excited.
I really want to try Alicia's oyster cracker.
Oh my gosh, right? I am curious to see how season 2 pops off, considering the season was really good, and I feel like we learned a lot about these ladies in the short time that we had them.
Yeah.
I think that there's more characters to come out. I think there's more fights to be had, and I think that we're only just starting with like all the glitz and glam. Like now we're really getting into it.
Agreed.
Last thought, the craziest thing I heard in this episode, Kelsey's brain tumor. Like, what a crazy, like,
Ben did not believe it. He was like, there's no way that actually happened.
I mean, it, but
What
it
does he think happened?
Well, it's like, what are the odds, right?
Well, yeah,
that
it's one of
you
those
go
like
and-
miracle stories.
Yeah.
Like, because it could have been so much worse. But you know, you hear of it happening. People go in for routine checks or whatever, and all of a sudden they find something else. Like,
I hope that never happens to you guys.
yeah, same. Hope it never happens to you.
Thank you.
But yeah, it was like that. When she said that, I was like, that is one of my nightmares. Like,
The
I go
size
into
of
the
a golf
doctor.
ball.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
goes into the doctor, and they're like, by the way, like
You have a
no.
tumor.
That would be so terrifying.
And the fact that she waited until after Miss USA to get the surgery done, I was like, that girl is dedicated to the craft, or was, I guess, dedicated to the craft.
Yeah.
I mean, would you?
Oh, I wouldn't get brain surgery before Miss USA. No way. If I'm there to compete, she worked really hard to be there.
Yeah.
I don't blame her for waiting. If the doctor was like, it's not going to kill you tomorrow, perfect. Then we'll hold out.
I love that. Good for
Glad she is okay.
you. So speaking of husbands, we celebrated someone's husband, not because it was his birthday, not because it was Father's Day or Husband's Day, but why did we, Amber?
Because at the reunion, it was the husband's day. So what better way to celebrate the last episode with the husbands than pick Ben's favorite dessert as our bake of the week? And I did not tell the ladies. They had to guess when they came to my house today what the ingredients were. And you want to tell the people, Corbin, what you thought?
I definitely thought it was red velvet cake. But to be fair, the main reason why I thought this was because I did not see that it said vanilla extract, and I thought it was food dye. But I did get there eventually.
You did. We made brownies, fudgy brownies. And the
Emphasis on the fudgy.
very rich.
Chocolatey.
Well, because the history of this recipe is back about a year ago, I was really into creating my own recipes, and Ben really liked this one. But I made it in a 9x13 pan. And today I was like, well, I have like a regular brownie pan, like an 8x8, so I'll just make the same recipe in that. This brownie was so rich. I was like, oh, it was just a lot. Like everyone said, it wasn't bad. It was just a lot.
Well, I think, Amber, you should tell the people how many grams of cocoa powder you put in.
Was it 150 grams?
It was. And how many do you think you were supposed to put in?
40 grams.
I don't know why that's so funny.
Because we were like, well, because after we finished it, I was like, Clara, why don't you ask the ChatGPT how to not make it so rich? And one of the feedback was use less cocoa powder. Well, I wonder why.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
100 grams more than like a different. I have another brownie recipe that I made for Halloween this past year. Was it this past year?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because I made the graveyard brownie.
Yeah.
I made the graveyard brownie and I used like a quicker brownie recipe. And that one called for 40 grams of cocoa powder. Yeah.
What I will say was sitting at the table and you going, oh, was so funny because you made a face and we were like, what's wrong? And you were like, so like, I think I put a little too much cocoa powder in. You're like, how much? You're like, I don't know, like over 100 grams. And we were like, over 100 grams.
I should have known by like just like the spread. Obviously, in a 9x13 pan, it's a lot wider than an 8x8. I should have just made it in the 9x13, and we should have just ate it that way. Dang. So,
But like we knew kind of because like when you were pouring that shit in, that one, the bowl was heavy.
was thick.
It was
Heavy.
thick and like it was not like, you know, I know there's a difference between when you make them out of like a package, you know, type of deal,
Yeah.
box brownie and everything and homemade. But like that shit was like, yeah, it did not look like brownie mix. And I think what also was fascinating was that like whenever we were deciding if they were done or not, you were like, no way. Like it just like it didn't look cooked. But I actually think they had the perfect brownie consistency.
Really?
Like I actually enjoyed them being a little
Like a
raw.
half-baked.
Like it was like
Okay.
a half. It wasn't like totally raw. Like I'm gonna
Right.
die from salmonella, but like it was still ooey and gooey. Like I don't like my brownies to be hard as a fucking rock.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to hold it and it stays the square. That's not fun to me. I like an ooey gooey brownie.
You know what's funny is I feel like I like that for a cookie, but I don't for a brownie. Like I would
Ooh.
rather have a brownie a little bit firmer.
But do you like the corners?
No.
Okay.
I
you
don't
like
want a
the
crunchy
middles?
brownie. I'm a center girl. Like you know how sometimes they have I think they have like brownie pan inserts where you put it in the dough so that each square has a crust. I don't need a crust. I will happily cut in the middle. Everybody else can have the crust.
Are you the same way about cake? Like you don't want the edge?
I don't really want a corner. Well, I don't
Okay.
really want an edge because of icing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
if
team
the
cake over
icing,
ice.
yeah, I was gonna say if it's all icing around the edges, that's just a. I have a sweet tooth. I would say more of a sweet than savory kind of gal. But as I've gotten older, I find that I don't want as much sweet. So I've found that I like not an edge piece because I don't want all that icing on the side. Now, if it didn't have the icing on the side, then yes, I'll take an edge.
Okay.
I do like a center. I'm
I
more of
will
a center
say,
gal because I'm the center of attention.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
She's not kidding.
That's why I do pageants. All eyes on me.
I will say something that we thought was really funny doing this bake around is like Amber recently discovered that I don't like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
And all our chocolate recipes have been dark chocolate.
Well, the only reason they've been dark chocolate is because that's what I keep in my house because dark chocolate is healthier than the semi-sweet. And as pageant season comes to an end, it'll be rotate. Well, I'm not going to give up the dark chocolate because I don't mind the bitterness of dark chocolate, but there's going to be a lot more semi-sweet incorporated into them just to kind of balance out the bitter with the sweet.
Fair.
But it won't be, trust me. I already modified the
I
recipe.
think I would have liked it better if I had vanilla ice cream. The strawberry ice cream was a nice touch. It kind of helped it a little bit for me. But
Yeah.
I don't like bitter desserts. Like if I'm
Yeah.
going to go in, I want to be like sweet, you know?
Yeah.
Or
Makes
even like a
sense.
homemade whipped cream would have been good too.
Oh, you know what's
Yeah.
funny is I thought about picking up heavy cream for Stella to make whipped cream at home since she had such a rough day today. She threw up in the truck. So I almost made whipped cream. I mean, yeah, whipped cream. Good to know.
She had exposure therapy to the
She
rain.
really did. Between the
It's so
rain,
funny she doesn't like the rain because Arlo just wanted to like he was literally Natasha Bedingfield and he wanted to feel the rain on his skin.
Feel the rain on your
yes.
skin. I love
Well,
it.
what's funny is whatever Arlo likes,
Stella doesn't.
Stella does not.
Oh yeah, Arlo's like a full on water like adventure dog and Stella's
Yeah.
like
Well, Stella's an adventure dog.
she just
But
doesn't like
not
getting
in
to
the
the
water.
adventure.
She doesn't like
the
getting to the
journey.
adventure, and if the adventure involves water, she's also like, no. So the fact that it downpoured onto the hike and then had to get into the truck, Ben even said she rather would be in the rain than be in the truck. So we're like, man, she is just double whammy, wet and in a vehicle.
Yeah, because on the way out on the hike, I feel like we were still pretty close to Ben and Stella. She was sniffing and whatever. On the way back, they were gone. Like
Yeah.
Stella she had her mind on not being in the rain anymore.
Was she running?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ben
she
was like,
trotting.
she was pulling so hard.
Oh, poor baby.
I was trying not to die.
Yeah. I was keeping. Ben had Stella. I had Corbin.
I just like for whatever reason. I think it's my shoes because you guys
Yeah.
had hiking boots. I didn't have hiking.
You
boots.
had your tennis shoes.
I had my tennis shoes on, and I literally was just like whoop 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 whoop. It was basically skating.
Yeah.
I'm amazed I stayed on my feet.
Me too. Anything else about the bake?
Not about this bake, but I do have an update.
Please provide update.
So, I put on the poll at work: donuts, dessert, or breakfast. It is so aggressively breakfast in the majority that people have been asking why we even put dessert as an option.
Are you serious?
Yes. But I did have one coworker who was like, this is absolutely crazy. A donut is not breakfast. He's like, you just eat donuts for breakfast? And I was like, yes, absolutely, 100%. He's like, well, how many donuts do you have? I was like, I don't know. What's the vibe? I was like, am I having it with bacon and eggs? Or am I just having like donuts? What's the vibe? He was like, no, this is crazy. Donuts are dessert. And I was like, you're not correct. And the poll agrees. So.
Shout out to that one coworker. Not that, okay. I know we had this discussion because donuts can be for breakfast, but like I said, the fun ones could be a dessert. They
Amber,
really could be.
When we asked your husband, what did he say?
Shut up, Corbin. Shut up. Ben said it was a breakfast item. If anybody was curious, I'll just stand out on my island alone. Okay. No, I'm out there with Corbin's coworker. Thank you.
Yeah, there you are.
No, listen, I understand where you may be. There are dessert donuts. I get that. Yeah. But I want a fancy donut, I am going in the morning for breakfast or for brunch.
Agreed.
I was going to say peach or pit, but that's not what we do here.
We do not do here. We do final whisk, baby.
Also, which I'm really upset that you don't like peaches because I'm going to make a peach cobbler. Like
I'm not going to eat it.
That's fine. I will find other people to eat. Yeah, a peach cobbler.
That's
I love peach cobblers. Blueberry cobblers.
I'll try that. Oh, actually, speaking of blueberries, Costco has a blueberry custard pie right now.
Ooh,
that piqued Ben's interest, but he did not buy it because obviously I'm not eating real sweets right now.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a great 4th of July dessert.
Oh my god!
Take it to the rooftop.
Right, take it to the rooftop. Ooh. Take it to the rooftop.
Feels like sounds like a song, like a Pitbull song.
Yeah. Pitbull, if you're listening,
I
need something about something on the rooftop.
We got you covered.
Anyway. Okay, final whisk.
Mine is from our podcast friend Nora. As we were sitting rating these men for these two beautiful ladies, she said, "Vibes don't lie." And I said, "You know what, period. Vibes don't lie." So, everybody out there, vibes don't lie. If you do not have a good vibe about someone, just let it go. Bye. See you never. If you got good vibes about someone, bring them into your inner circle because vibes don't lie. Thank you, Nora, for that great advice.
That's great. Oh man.
Mine's always wear a cute bra because you never know if someone who's 6'4" can see under your bosom. And I was wearing a cute bra this week.
But it's one of those things where it's like, when you've got like your good bra on underneath your clothes and you're like, I just already feel confident.
You put it on and you're like, oh.
What if I had to jump into the water and save someone and I had to take my dress off? I would have been wearing a really cute bra and cute panties, and it would have been a perfect moment.
It would have.
You could have put those photos on your dating apps.
Mm-hmm. Woman dives into pool of water
river
to save Noah. That's good shit. That's good shit, you guys. Corbin?
My final whisk this week is if you ride the DC Metro, if you come to town for this America 250 stuff, okay, and you get on the Metro, because this has really been bothering me. Rex, it's not about you. And you ride the Metro. If you are on the left side of the escalator, walk up the stairs. Do not stand there. Like, oh my goodness. This week, there were so many people, and it's like, I'm just trying to go to work, you guys. Like, why are you just standing here? If you're on the left side, walk up the escalator. You can stand still on the right. Do not stand still on the left. Please.
Do you tell people to move?
I just go, excuse me, and I walk past them.
I say, coming through!
Because, it's so clear to me who the tourists are by that simple fact. So if you are coming to DC for any 4th of July stuff, any of this, craziness that's going on in DC right now, just stay to the right if you want to stand there. Please. Please.
Corbin's got to get to work.
Yeah. And on that note, you guys, we hope everyone has a great 4th of July.
Yes.
Wherever you may
4th
be.
of July.
Happy 250, bitches. Best breakup of the times,
That was hilarious.
Be safe. If your pets are indoor, outdoor animals, keep them inside.
Stay hydrated.
Fireworks. Stay hydrated. Wear fucking sunscreen, y'all.
Yeah, and I also saw on the news, make sure you also have electrolyted drinks.
Mm-hmm. Gatorade.
Please do
not
pass
sponsored
out.
by Gatorade or Liquid IV or Prevail, but we could be. Also, pro tip, if you have aloe, put it in your fridge so that when you put it on, it's nice and cool if you do get burned.
Good tip. I'll have to do that.
I'm pretty pale. I always get burned.
Well, then put your aloe in the fridge.
Yeah, it's already there. Don't worry.
It's cloudy and Corbin gets burned.
Good thing we're sitting under the shade.
That wasn't true. Yeah. Don't be surprised, Amber, when I get up every inning to put on more sunscreen.
I won't. Because I'll be putting it on with you because, again, your girl can't really tan right now until after the pageant. I don't want tan lines.
I will say the reel was very interesting to look back and see how brown I was, Amber, versus
I know.
And I didn't mean it in a shady way.
No, normally I'm so tan by now because normally you come over and we sit outside. And I feel like I've been a hermit. And it makes me sad. But it's for the greater good.
To hear how loud this is right now.
But he's so cute.
He just
put his mouth.
He wanted to let you know how happy he was to
how important it is to stay hydrated this summer season. Yeah, anyway,
Rex wants everybody to stay hydrated.
Period.
He is.
And on that note, follow us on Instagram and TikTok for all the chaos, our bakes, and then just us, you know? I think we're pretty cool.
We're
Apparently
pretty
Speedy
funny.
We're
A's
up in
takes
our
too.
real game, so give us a follow.
And make sure that you subscribe to this podcast. Leave a review or don't. But if you did, that would be cool. And share with your fellow reality TV lovers and bakers as we learn more tips and tricks on how to make things less fudgy, chocolatey.
You know what? Share it with your single friends too. They can learn from
Yeah. Yeah. If you are also dating in the DMV and you think this is utter motherfucking bullshit, because it is, stay around. We're going to talk about it, because at the end of this summer, things are going to change. I see hope for us, Corbyn.
Do you see the light at the end of the tunnel?
It's a little dim right now, but it's going to get close,
It's like
baby.
it's a flicker.
I'm coming. Anyway, with that,
Ciao, ciao.
adios and bye.